In this video, I will be discussing the 3 gates of Jujutsu technique creation. We practice Jujutsu today as a living art. That is to say, it's allowed to grow, change, progress, and be refined. To ensure that our Jujutsu grows in a proper and healthy direction, I came up with the concept of the 3 gates. The 3 gates are structured in the form of a question. Is the technique reliant upon athleticism? If the answer is yes, then it is not a true Jujutsu technique. The concept of Ju is to yield to force or redirect it. That is the heart of Jujutsu. And so, if the technique is not reliant upon athleticism or strength, then it may move on to the second gate. The second gate poses the question: is the technique effective against a resisting opponent? If the answer is no, then perhaps it just needs further refinement and development. If after a period of refinement and development, you are still unable to make use of the technique against a resisting opponent, then perhaps you should discard the technique. If the technique is in fact useful against a resisting opponent, ask yourself to what degree. Is it only useful against beginners and intermediate practitioners? If the technique is effective against resisting opponents at all skill levels, then it is in fact a very good technique and may move on to the third and final gate. The third gate poses the question: is the technique effective in a self-defense situation? If the answer is no, then you're aware that the technique is only useful in a sport context. There is nothing wrong with this. There are many techniques that I practice and train with that are only second gate techniques. Because I ask myself these questions, I am aware of what techniques remain at the second gate and are only effective in a combat sport context. If the technique is effective in a self-defense context, then it has passed through all 3 gates, and it should be regarded as one of your most valuable techniques. You still should be asking yourself questions about the technique, however, such as in which self-defense situations is it effective, and in which self-defense situations should it not be used. Self-defense Jujutsu and combat sport expressions of Jujutsu should be practiced in tandem. They are like 2 wings on the same bird. Practicing combat sport gives you the awareness of what you are capable of against a resisting opponent. Practicing self-defense expressions of Jujutsu keeps you true to the original intent of the art.